After weeks of war threats and pressure, is Donald Trump now quietly trying to buy Mojtaba Khamenei's most prized asset at the negotiating table instead of on the battlefield? Is Washington really weighing a $20 billion package aimed at effectively buying up Iran's enriched uranium, turning a military standoff into a high-stakes financial bargain? With nearly 2,000 kilograms of enriched uranium on the line, is the US now pushing Tehran to surrender the very material that gives it a potential nuclear edge? After offers swinging from $6 to $27 billion, have the talks finally narrowed around a $20 billion figure as both sides grope for a politically sellable middle ground? As missiles fall silent and bank channels open, is Washington trying to swap bombs for bank transfers, betting that money, not airstrikes, can defuse Iran's nuclear threat? After months of threats and military pressure failed to force a climb down, is the US now planning to buy out Iran's enriched uranium as a way to lock in nuclear concessions? According to Axios, US and Iranian negotiators have drafted a 3-page outline that could both end the current conflict and set strict terms on Iran's nuclear activities. The framework reportedly includes the potential release of about $20 billion in frozen Iranian assets, effectively tying that cash to a uranium handover and nuclear limits. Washington is demanding that Iran part with a stockpile of almost 2,000 kilograms of enriched uranium, including highly enriched material closest to weapons grade. Tehran, squeezed by inflation and sanctions, is pushing for not just cash but also real relief on oil exports and banking access in return for giving up its nuclear leverage. Earlier phases of the talks saw Washington float roughly $6 billion while Iran countered with a demand closer to $27 billion, underscoring how far apart the two sides began. In the latest rounds, discussions have reportedly converged around the $20 billion mark as part of a broader settlement that would bundle nuclear, financial, and regional understandings together. Axios' report claimed that US negotiators initially wanted Iran to ship its entire enriched uranium stock directly into American custody, removing the material completely from Iranian soil. Tehran pushed back, saying it would only agree to downblend the uranium into lower grades inside Iran, rather than exporting everything abroad. A compromise now on the table would see the most highly enriched uranium shipped out to a third country, keeping it far from any weapons program. The remaining stock would be diluted in Iran itself under international monitoring, cutting its weapons potential while leaving some material for civilian use. The draft memorandum also sketches out a voluntary moratorium on enrichment by Tehran, turning down its centrifuges for a set period. Washington is said to be pushing for a 20-year pause, while Iran has countered with something closer to 5 years, leaving a wide gap on how long the freeze should last. Under the outline being discussed, Iran would still be allowed to operate research reactors for medical isotopes at clearly declared, above-ground facilities. In exchange, its existing underground nuclear sites would be mothballed and kept out of commission under the terms of the memorandum, with inspectors verifying they stay shut. On April 16th, Trump said negotiators will likely reconvene in Islamabad over the weekend, hinting that the uranium for cash framework is entering a decisive phase. He claimed Iran has agreed to a strong commitment not to develop nuclear weapons, framing the talks as a chance to lock in a new no-bomb pledge. In a pointed phrase, Trump boasted that Tehran has agreed to hand over the nuclear dust, his shorthand for the enriched uranium stockpile that sits at the heart of the dispute.
Are you considering extending the ceasefire with Iran?
With who?
With Iran.
We're doing very well, I can tell you. Maybe it'll happen before that. I'm not sure it needs to be extended. Just so you know, Iran wants to make a deal, and we're dealing very nicely with them. We've got to have no nuclear weapons. If we do, that's a big factor. And they're willing to do things today that they weren't willing to do 2 months ago.
Do you have any news about Ukraine? Do you have any news regarding peace in Ukraine?
Will Hezbollah stick to the ceasefire? Are you confident about that?
I think they will. I think it's going to be, actually it's very exciting because it's 48 years. We're going to be meeting with Bibi Netanyahu, as you know, and the president of Lebanon. And I had a great talk with both of them today. They're going to be having a ceasefire, and that'll include Hezbollah. And I think I think it could be number 10 for me.
If there's no deal, would you be willing to extend the ceasefire, or will the fighting resume, Mr. President?
I would say the fighting. If there's no deal, fighting resume.
Just for clarity, you're willing to extend the ceasefire if there
Well,
is
we'll
no
see.
deal?
I don't know that we'll have to.
Taliban.
Ideally, but if I needed to, I would. So, very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bomber. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran, and I think something's going to happen very positive.
Would you ever go to Pakistan to seal the deal yourself?
I would go to Pakistan, yeah. Pakistan has been great. They've been so good. Islamabad, I might go. Yeah. If the deal is signed in Islamabad, I might go. The field marshal has been great. The prime minister has been really great in Pakistan. So I might go. They want me. It's very exciting. With Lebanon, it's very exciting. I think we're going to have a deal. We're going to have a meeting, first time in 44 years. And Lebanon will be meeting with Israel, and they're probably going to do it at the White House.
When do you think, President, when do you think they will?
Over the next week or two.
Or the next week, and do you think this agreement can reach?
I do. I think
without
they're gonna,
Hezbollah
I
agreeing
think
to
we
the
will have an
agreement?
agreement between Lebanon, and they're going to take care of Hezbollah. But they're going to be working on Hezbollah right now. But we'll have an agreement between Israel, very importantly, and Lebanon.
Will you support our Lebanese army as well?
I would. Yeah.
Iran's going to
Iran's going to execute. Has Hezbollah agreed to the ceasefire? I mean, how do you even?
They're all agreeing. It's a very nice little package for about a week, and we're not going to have lots of bombs dropping, and we're going to see if we can make peace between Lebanon and Israel. So we just made a deal with Lebanon. As of 2 hours from now, we have a ceasefire with Israel and Lebanon, and that'll be great. And they'll be meeting, probably coming to the White House over the next 4 or 5 days. And that'll be the first time they've met in 44 years, which is pretty unneighborly when considering they're neighbors. But there's a really good chance that that'll work out with Lebanon and Israel. I met with, through the telephone, with the president of Lebanon, who's a really good guy, highly respected, and with Bibi. And I think there's a chance we'll be meeting right here in the not too distant future.
Israel and Lebanon have tried to make peace before. What's going to be the difference this time?
Me. I'm the difference. Big difference. Me.
The outline also touches on rules of the road in the Strait of Hormuz, but insiders say serious gaps remain over naval activity and shipping guarantees. Key flashpoints such as Iran's ballistic missiles and its network of regional proxy groups may sit largely outside this deal, raising fears of what the agreement won't cover. U.S. officials say Iran has shifted its position in important ways, but not far enough yet to clinch an agreement both sides can sign and sell at home. For now, the ceasefire is holding, but the future of the wider region may hinge on what happens in the next few days, whether these uranium forecast talks succeed, stall, or simply blow up.